So today we have something really special for you, and that is the MG ZS EV, which is sgCarMart Review's first fully electric model that we reviewed.
Is it the first electric? Because it doesn't feel like the first electric. It feels
Trust
like we have
me,
done
bro.
many different electric cars, but I think you could be right. I think for car reviews, videos, this could well be the first electric car that we're doing, and it's inevitable, I think, because government has already mentioned that we will have they want to fill our roads with fully electric cars by year 2040.
Yep. So, okay, a little brief introduction about the MG brand. MG is a UK-based company that's owned by the Chinese.
Yeah.
And interestingly, they've actually tried to enter the Singaporean market about 15, 20 years ago.
That's about 18 years, was it?
Yeah,
you were
about
saying?
that.
Yeah.
And they left, and now they're back with their first electric model, the ZS EV.
Yeah, so the color that you see here is what MG calls Copenhagen Blue.
I like the blue.
I like the name Copenhagen Blue, but it looks very regular. I mean, in my eyes, it actually reminded me a little bit of the CX-3, the Mazda CX-3.
It honestly looks like any other SUV.
It looks very regular, but here's where it stands out.
The grills!
At the grille is where you can find the Type 2 charging ports, where you can fill it up with juice. Now, if you charge your car via a 7 kilowatt home charger, it takes some 7 hours for it to be fully juiced up.
Is that a long duration?
No, it's actually quite reasonable if you ask me. But what's really cool is that it also has the fast charge compatibility, which means it'll charge up to 80% in half an hour if you use a 50 kilowatt charging point. Yes.
What is like a handphone fast charging?
I know, right? But then again, it's also quite, I would say, quite normal for electric cars because a lot of them actually have this compatibility, has this function.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay, I mean, you're talking about electric cars now, right? So
yeah.
This has to be like in comparison with other electric
to be
SUVs.
Fair. Yeah, to
right?
be fair. Yeah.
So we're talking about the Hyundai Kona Electric.
Yep.
And
the Kia Niro. Kia Niro Electric. Yes,
right?
That's right.
Okay, so how does it stand out in terms of the competition?
Okay, here's what I think. Okay, the electric car, especially in its SUV variety, it's very affordable to run. You don't have to visit the pumps and spend $80 to $100 every 3 days or 4 days. However, they are quite expensive to buy. The MG ZS EV, on the other hand, has got a different proposition altogether.
Like significantly lower price.
Significantly. In fact, it only costs slightly less than $120,000, which is actually the cheapest in its class today.
So, is there a catch in the pricing though? I think there's only one way to find out.
I guess.
And let's check out the boot.
The MG ZS EV is priced at just under $120,000. This car comes with a 105 kilowatt electric motor. It produces 141 brake horsepower and 353 Newton meters of torque. It goes from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in just 8.2 seconds. For more details on the MG ZS EV or any other car, head on to sgCarMart.com to help you make the smart choice on your next car.
Let's pop open the boot like so. And that's 448 litres of boot space, which is about 100 litres more than the Kona Electric and about the same as the e-Niro. At first glance, you think that there's actually a very high load lip, but cool feature of the boot is this. You can bring this up, adjustable boot height, like so. Ta-da! Less load lip means easier to put shit in, take shit out. It's a good function of the boot, and you can always put all your charging cables and stuff underneath. It's good. Let's take out the parcel shelf. Oh shit. It came out. MG, it wasn't me. Okay, so you can't really like put the parcel shelf in the boot. Let's see how it fits the luggage. So if you put your luggage in like this, obviously it won't fit. Just gotta angle it this way and it fits. But it's just one though. Bit sad. Anti-trolley, definitely not gonna pass the anti-trolley length test. But you can always put it this, like so. And if you need more space, all you need to do is just pull up this little jutting out things, and you get 1,375 litres of boot space. I'm doing everything by myself today. Booms. It's a pretty functional boot. I like it. So let's head to the back seat. Wow. It's them heavy, sir. Alright, so now sitting at the back seat, I have a lot of space. Like, you wouldn't be able to tell there's so much space when you're looking outside. But inside the ZS EV, I have lots of leg room, lots of toe room, and lots of headroom. Other things I like about the back seat, actually the leather finishing of the seats here, it makes it feel a bit, a bit atas, a bit like prestigious. But then there are things that I don't like as well. So we have like your cheap plastics here, your cheap plastic cubby holes, and we have no rear AC vents like it's Singapore. We need rear AC vents. Why would you not put rear AC vents, MG? Come on. I mean, yeah, you have a USB port down here. You can like plug in a cooler fan, a USB cooler fan, and blow yourself. But I mean, just put a rear AC vent lah. And the ISOFIX points. It's a family SUV, right? But it's so difficult to get to. Like, okay, I took this out earlier, but okay. So imagine it's like this, right? It's like here. You have to like push it really hard to get to the ISOFIX points. And then you have to worry about fitting it in. So that's a bit, doesn't work for me, and there's no armrest. I mean, it's not really working out for me, but let's see how it sits. 3 people at the back.
Later.
I am not comfortable at all. I don't know about them, I'm not comfortable. And although there's a good thing about the back seat is that there's no transmission tunnel, so my legs are comfortable, my shoulders aren't. That's basically it. To the front!
Now the low-key theme continues on the inside. When I say low-key, it's different from low quality. Now these two are completely different, right? When I say low-key, I'm just saying it's more subtle. You can't really tell that it's an electric car, just like how you can't tell there's a fully electric vehicle from the outside. You kind of have to study certain buttons and screen in order to realize that this is actually a full electric vehicle. Now, I first noticed when I came in, I first noticed the steering wheel. It kind of reminds me of a certain model from a certain competitor. It's very sporty, nicely shaped. However, it feels hard. It doesn't feel as premium as it should be. However, where it lacks, it more than makes up for it with the very simplified layout, simply laid out dashboard, soft to the touch actually. All black stitches all round, as well as buttons on the steering wheel that's highly functional. Now pressing this just makes I can actually tell the current journey, the current speed, and most importantly of all, how much juice I've left with before I empty out the entire battery. Now it feels very clear and concise in the center console right here. Now where it differentiates itself from its other electric peers is that while the rest of them use buttons to control reverse, neutral, and drive, MG actually utilizes a rotary knob that you see here. It kind of feels premium and a little bit dramatic. There's an 8-inch infotainment touchscreen system right here. All the information you need is right here. There's charge reservation, driving assist, comfort, convenience, driving maintenance. It's not laggy at all. Radio, Bluetooth, and oh, you know what? There's even Apple CarPlay available. Now it feels very family oriented here. It doesn't feel crazy special. Nothing here you don't need to second guess about anything here. Feels regular, feels like anybody can actually drive this car. The only question is, can it drive as well as its peers? It's one way to find out.
So Julian, this is an electric car, right?
Yep.
So we'll definitely have to, I mean, viewers will be interested to know what the range on this thing is.
Yes. Okay, so the official range that the spec sheet showed us was 335 kilometers.
Okay, that's not too bad, but compared to the Kona Electric and the e-Niro,
yep,
I think those cars are a lot higher than this. Their range is a lot higher than this.
Well, yes, admittedly they are a lot higher, but here's the thing, right? I mean, electric cars are a bit tricky because it highly depends. The range highly depends on how you drive, how much aircon you use.
It's true.
How high your fan is turned on.
All the way. Singapore,
Yeah,
all the way.
and Singapore is always all the way. So your range the range that you have, right, drops fairly quickly,
yeah.
right? But think about it, 300 kilometers on a single charge. We can go around Singapore for a couple of times. It'll last you a couple of days easy.
Yeah, but having more is always better, right?
Yes, I cannot disagree with you. Every kilometer counts. Having more is always better. But it's logic. I mean, it's sorry, not logic. It's reasonable, right? I mean, it's not like it's offering 150 kilometers. It's 300 kilometers, and then for me, 300 kilometers will last me a damn long time, man. Because I'm staying near office. I don't really go out. I mean, I only bring I bring my kid to like. But how big Singapore is? I mean, one end to the other end is like what? But on road, I'm not talking about one straight line, right? From Pasir Ris to Tuas or Jurong, what have you, or Pioneer. Right. It's what? Let's just do an average, again for the sake of calculation,
okay,
let's just say 50.
I think a good average would actually be a driver would drive about 400 kilometers a week.
400 kilometers a week. See,
Yeah.
so this will last you almost a week.
Almost a week.
Right? This will last you almost a week.
So, okay, there's this like auto braking system as well, right?
Yes, there's this regenerative braking. I wouldn't really call it auto braking.
Yeah.
It's more like regenerative braking. It kind of helps to charge the batteries.
And there are like different levels.
Different levels. So there are 3 levels for this. 1 being the least powerful and 3 being the most, the strongest regenerative power.
Okay, so
I'm on 3 now.
Yeah, so you're on 3, right?
Yeah, so if I let go of it now, you can feel, you see
can
how
feel
it just,
like a slight lurch.
Yeah, you can feel, but this is very, actually to be honest, I like this system because on this MG, it's actually very seamless. You don't feel like it's, you know what I mean?
Like
Whereas,
between gear shifts and stuff.
yeah, no, when you let your foot off the brake
okay,
pedal,
okay.
the regenerative braking is very forgiving.
Comfort.
Yeah.
How do you feel, Julian? Oh wait, right. So I read the brochure.
Yeah.
And it says that this car is engineered to German quality and standards. Do you feel it?
I don't actually.
I don't.
From where you're seated, do you
Yeah,
actually?
I don't. Like, okay, if I was really in like a German car, I would expect to see less plasticky stuff around, you know?
Well, yes, but I think more importantly, I think German cars in this class feel a lot stiffer than this car in terms of comfort. This is definitely a very comfort biased setup.
Yep.
I'm not complaining, by the way. I think it kind of enhances the whole family.
Yeah, it feels very
oriented
family.
yeah, you know what I mean?
I'm not complaining as well. It's just that, you know, I mean, if you advertise it's German, like quality and standards.
Yeah, I mean, you know, gimmicks and marketing boosts and stuff.
Like, don't
But
oversell it lah.
I genuinely think it's very comfortable. Like,
Yeah, it is,
genuinely.
it is.
I mean, even driving it feels very... Okay, here's the thing, like we just talked about, right? I mean, driving an electric car just takes away the fun of it because it's just press and go, press and go, press and go, press and go.
Yep,
But
very seamless drive.
yes, but where it lacks, like it lacks fun, but it more than makes up for it with the whole comfort thing. Don't you feel? I mean, we're going over rubbish roads, or back here, back over there now, but it feels very comfortable.
Yeah,
it doesn't feel
Oh,
painful at all. Now, and on that note, right, James, there's something I want to tell you about the handling.
Yes,
Now,
please do.
So we go around. See, it's so fast around the bends that it kind of feels a little bit more exciting than it should be.
Right.
Right, as an electric SUV and all that kind of stuff. But there's really one thing that I really don't like is the steering.
Right, what about
I mean,
it?
when I did mention about how hard this thing, it doesn't feel good to the touch. There's no soft touch premium feel, and that's really one thing that I don't like. I mean,
You don't like?
I don't like the.
I like that.
I feel hard. You know, I feel like my hands are gripping like metal and some stuff. And here's the thing: it's quite numb. It doesn't. It's quite.
The famous numb steering.
Yeah. The steering is quite numb. It feels okay. Here's the thing: it's numb. It's mighty quick. And when you go around the bends, you kind of don't know whether you're going to lose control.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I kind of
doesn't
feel
give you
that
the
way.
confidence lah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's, but it's that said, because it's unpredictable, makes it that much more exciting.
All right, Julian. So as every other week, we have will buy, won't buy, and go try the ZS EV.
Okay. Yep.
You have your answer?
Yes, I do. Do you have an answer?
Of course I do.
Okay.
All right.
Let's
In
do it.
3, 2, 1.
Go
Won't
try.
buy.
Won't buy?
Won't buy.
Why?
Okay, so it's very simple for me. I understand, yes, Singapore is trying to promote electric cars by 2040, all electric cars. And it's smart that MG is coming in right now. to preempt for that.
Okay.
But I'm not an early adopter of new things.
Okay. All
Okay,
right.
so I
Well, neither am I.
Yeah, I
but
wouldn't want to
okay.
take that kind of risk.
Okay,
Like I would rather
okay.
get someone who's who's more of a risk taker to drive the car for about maybe 1, 2, 3 years.
Okay.
And then from there we'll see. And maybe I'll commit $120,000 ish for this car.
Okay.
But for me now it's not. It's a will buy. It's a won't buy. And another thing is the range. Like
Right. Okay.
it doesn't do as the range is not. It doesn't measure up to its competition. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think for electric car, the range is very important.
I can understand where you're coming
Yeah.
from. I can understand that.
So it's
Yeah.
a one buy for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a go try for me because I'm a big supporter. I'm all for electric cars. I mean, if electric cars can make a better future for my children and my children's children, I would say yes, go for it. But it's not for everyone.
Yes.
All right, liking one and living with one, they are two different things. I have to admit, I've never lived with an electric car before. I've driven many different electric cars before and over long periods of time, and it takes a lot of getting used to. I mean, it could be something as small as, the whining from the electric motor. It can be something as small as
okay
that.
with
There's enough to piss someone off
Yeah.
the whole time. But for me, it's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
I don't get range anxiety because I kind of know. I use Google Maps. I won't get lost, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So you guys will really have to consider whether or not you want to live with an electric car like the MG ZS EV right here. But for me, I'll say definitely go for it. Go try it and see whether you like it. Personally, I like this car, but I think it's not for everyone. Yeah, so anyway, that's all we have for our review. Thank you very much for watching. Please do not forget to like, comment and subscribe. Comment in the comment box below, of course.
Yes.
Tell us whether or not you will buy, won't buy, or go try the MG ZS EV. Well, that's a lot of alphabets, seriously.
Yeah.
MG ZS
It's a bit of a
EV.
mouthful.
Yeah, it's like 6 alphabets in one.
Okay,
And they're
and-
all different, so it's like... yeah, okay. So
And don't
anyway.
forget to hit that bell notification icon.
Yep, so that
Right?
you'll be notified every time we
And
upload
let's go
new
into some
videos.
comments.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
So, we have here.
Thank you, James. You're back. Oh, I'm so excited.
Okay, so we have Zong Heng, truly an unpretentious. Oh, this was for the Hyundai venue.
Oh, right. Okay,
just
yeah.
Last week. Yep. Zong Heng says, truly an unpretentious car. Hyundai always makes very value-oriented cars, or as you all like to say, getting so much car for the price. I think that was my line, right?
No,
That I used a few-
piss
few-
off.
few
You weren't
videos-
even there during
No,
the
it was a
Hyundai-
few videos back.
No.
Getting so much. Dude, I
that's
swear it was
my
me.
line.
I swear it was me.
I don't think
okay,
so.
Okay,
I
never
don't
mind.
think so. I don't think so.
Chen says, hey guys, the content is as strong as ever. Thanks, Chen.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But please bear with my feedback. The past couple of episodes, the sound mix has made it quite jarring to watch. Voice levels, John is okay, but okay. So we're working on that
Yeah, we are.
sound
We
issue,
are.
right?
We
Sound
are.
guys, yeah.
We are.
Okay, yeah, it's gonna be better. And lastly, we have Hayden Lim. Never gets tired watching a local car reviewer. Thanks for
Thank
your
you.
support, Hayden.
Thank you, Hayden.
Don't forget to subscribe. The more subscribers we have, the more sustainable the channel becomes.
Definitely.
And the longer we can be around, right, John? Right, Julian?
I hope.
Yeah.
Right, John?
Right, John? Yeah, John behind. Okay. So, thanks for watching once again, and till next time.
Till next time.